everybody, I am Jarrett Ross, the GeneaVlogger, and welcome to another live stream where I'm going to be building your family trees. Welcome everybody. I see we've got a pretty decent crowd starting out so far. My camera seems to be not quite focusing on me just yet, and I'm a little glitchy today starting out. I feel like I'm always a little glitchy when I start out. I can't tell if that's better. Let's go about there-ish. Yeah, we'll stick with that. Whatever. So, hello, everybody. I hope you're all doing well. We've got a ton of hellos coming in. So, we're going to do a bunch of the hellos. If you are looking for me to do your family tree on today's stream, be sure to submit in the link, which is linked down below. I might throw it into chat as well, because there are people on Twitch, and there is no description below on Twitch. So, let me see if I can get one going. Yeah, it's a good day here. Kind of crazy weather going up and down all over the place. Where is that? Oh, there we go. So we'll do that, and then I'll go through a bunch of hellos so people can submit. So there we go. There's a link to submit to be chosen for a for me to do building your family tree live on the stream. I should say, and I do say this every stream, I know a lot of people submit like really hard brick walls that they're against. And hopefully what I can do is give you advice on where to look, but it's usually doubtful that I'll be able to find what you're looking for in 30 minutes, because I try to limit each person chosen to about 30 minutes. So I always like to tell everyone this isn't just about submitting brick walls. You can also submit stuff where maybe you have, a branch of your family that you're just super proud of, and you're like, oh, I'd love to have him build the tree on stream so that he can see all the crazy cool stuff that's connected to this family. So you can submit stuff for that as well. So we've already got 4 submissions. So hopefully people are filling out the tree or filling out the form. I know it takes a little while, so we'll give it a bit and go through all the hellos. So starting out, Julia Joyce. Hello, everybody from North Baddesley, Hampshire, England. Hello, Julia. One of the people that's always early. So wonderful to see you. We have Enderstorm Gaming. Hi, GeneaVlogger. Can you do my family tree from my great-grandfather, Arthur? Well, submit, and maybe you will get chosen. And then we have another one of our common I'm trying to think. Hello, Anna. You're one of our what was it that I called you all? Genie heads or something like that. But you're one of the folks that usually you're actually posting first, commenting. But hello. Cleo Pets. Hello from Northern Virginia. Hello, Cleo Pets. Thank you for joining. We have Arul Star. Hi from Illinois. Did I pronounce that right? Arul or Arual? I think it's I don't know. Very cool. I'd love to learn the etymology of your name, where it came from. Timmy, hello from Scotland. Hello, Timmy. And Stig, hello from Oslo. Hello, Stig, one of our Scandinavian representation. We have the Jersey Historian. Hello from Central New Jersey. Well, hello, Jersey Historian. And Eve Cotton. Hey, from very snowy Ontario, Canada. Still at work until 6 p.m. Eastern. Hopefully you'll go long. Well, I am starting late today, so probably will be still streaming at 6 o'clock. I'm guessing I'll do a little over an hour today. We'll see what happens. Timmy, 7 minutes, who is ready? Oh, yeah, I guess that's 7 minutes before. Hopefully you're all ready. We've got Fiery Nightcore. Hello from England. Hello. Good to have you. PZ, hi from East LA. I got my MyHeritage version 2.5 update, and it was much better than version 2.0. I felt vindicated for all the complaining I did. Yeah, I mean, we did that stream last week on my reaction channel about the MyHeritage stuff, and a lot of people were submitting what they got. And from what I felt, it seemed the overall mood was positive in terms of what most people were feeling, that it was better than what they had before. Still a lot of people that felt that it was worse, or at least the same sort of bad, I guess you could say. But for me, you'll all find out soon because I have a video coming out that going through all of my MyHeritage results, the old and the new, for a test that I took through MyHeritage and for an upload I did to MyHeritage. So you see the difference between one taken and one uploaded, both versions. And then I'll also show my 23andMe results and my family tree DNA results. So yeah, that'll be a fun video coming out soon. I'm literally editing it now. I was editing it late last night. So hopefully this week, but no promises. But yeah, so yeah, if anyone else has other thoughts on the MyHeritage update, definitely put them in chat. Flutter Me Ruby Butterfly and Insect Enthusiast. Very, very cool name. In Raleigh, North Carolina, there's actually a butterfly room in the Science of Natural History Museum. And my sister actually used to volunteer there. It was a cool room. Anyway, hi from Bloomington, Illinois. I'm hardly ever available for live shows. I'm so excited. Let's do this. Well, wonderful to have you here. Thank you for joining. Glad you were able to make it. We have Shimi DeAngelo. Hello from Michigan. Hello, Shimi? I don't know. Tell me about your name. Tasha Carl. Hello from Snowy Minnesota or Slow Minnesota. Okay, there we go. Snowy Minnesota. I figured maybe I should check the chat. Timmy, yes, way more accurate for sure. I got Germanic on Ancestry and MyHeritage now. Very cool. Nick, goedenavond vanaf Groningen. Hallo Nick, hoe gaat het? Ik ben goed. Leer meer Netherlands. Of course. you kent you? Yeah. Lewis Playford, hello from Georgia, USA. Hello, Lewis. Thank you for joining. Fiery Nightcore. I got French, Dutch, and Germanic on MyHeritage DNA. Very cool. And I felt like a lot of people with Northwestern European ancestry had the feelings of that it was a lot better. And interesting in that the breakdown was much more nuanced in a lot of the ways that Ancestry's most recent breakdown was also nuanced. So both of them have Dutch as a population group they categorize now. And they have a bunch of other populations that before were kind of just lumped into a lot of other stuff. So before, if you were Dutch, you probably were getting, maybe French, German, British Isles and stuff like that. But there was nothing that defined Dutch or even Low Countries, or I don't even think there was a Belgian reading. I actually don't know I can't remember if there was a Belgian reading for any of the recent ones. If you know, comment below. But yeah, I feel like it's a lot of the Northwestern Europeans that got the best updates from what I saw. For people like me who come from a Jewish ancestry, well, you'll find out what that's like in the video I have. Matt Fast, good evening from Sweden. Hello, Matt. Thank you for joining. Another one of our Scandinavian representation. Soft-Hearted Solutions. Hello, friend. Stephen from North Dakota here. I found my grandpa's birth parents, but on his mother's side, I seem to be stuck. Help, please. Okay, and the information. Well, definitely submit, and maybe you will get chosen. How many submissions? We're up to 7 submissions. So, all right. Well, yeah, we'll do some more hellos, and then we'll hop into it. And just, I guess, a point of reference for everyone, because we have more people here. If you do have a brick wall you want to submit, definitely do it. I can't guarantee I'll be able to figure anything out, but hopefully at the very least, I'll be able to kind of give you hints of where to go from there. But if people have just ancestry they'd love for me to, look into on stream or things like that, even if you've already kind of had it built out, maybe you just kind of want to brag about a family branch. I love to do that. Part of why I made a YouTube channel. And that would be a fun one to do, because then I can usually go through a lot of records on that too. But yeah, definitely submit. The link for submitting's in the chat. It's also in the description. So we'll definitely get into that. But the way that it'll work once we dive in is we'll see how many people have submitted, and then we'll go to a random number generator, and whichever number is chosen out of the number of people submitted, that's the person that gets chosen. So if you're the third person to submit, you get number 3, you'll be chosen. So I don't know if it'll tell you what your number is. So you might just find out like, oh, okay, that's me. But yeah, so just figured I'd go through a quick description of everything. Back to the hellos. 04 Lightning fan, hello from Tampa Bay. Well, hello, good to have you. And then we have another update. Fiery Night Core. I'm 10% Dutch, it says on my heritage DNA. Okay, interesting. And I don't remember who it was last week, but somebody said that they had 100% Dutch, family tree built out on all branches, basically 400 years in the past, and they were only getting 80% Dutch. And then I forgot what the other 20% was exactly, but, so that kind of gives a good idea that, it's still not going to be quite as easy to decipher, but they seem to have a good formula now to get there. So 10% Dutch, interesting amount. And one thing I talk about a lot in terms of understanding admixtures are the precision and recall numbers, which is something that unfortunately I don't think MyHeritage has released. It's usually in a white paper, and basically what the precision and recall numbers are is one is telling you out of all of the people that should have this, how many of them actually were chosen to have it. And then the other way to look at it is of all the people that were selected to say have this population group, how many of them actually had it? So one way is kind of looking at if you get an ancestry that you weren't expecting, well, how likely is it that you actually have that ancestry, or maybe it's more of a misread, versus if you were expecting an ancestry that you don't get, what's the likelihood that even if you had that ancestry, it wouldn't show up in your DNA results, your admixture? And so we'll look at Ancestry DNA's white paper real quick, just because I just feel like I need to harp on precision and recall numbers a lot, just because people are obsessed about admixtures, and you really need to understand things as best possible. And so when you go into your ancestral regions paper, give you all the information on how they're coming up with all of this detail, but included in that all the way down here. Okay. So this is the most updated one. So they're giving mean precision, mean recall. So you can see here how for some, if you get Western Himalayas, the precision here is real low. And so that's going to affect how you're going to understand it. So we'll leave that up as we go through some more hellos. Dan Edwards, hola, ¿cómo está? Yo soy muy bien. ¿Y tú? Vicky B, I was happy to see MyHeritage update, break down my European ancestry, and chuffed to see French. Very cool, very cool. And Ginger, thank you for the suggestion. Definitely hit that like button, everybody. Thank you. Super Megamon 62, hello, one of our Twitch representation. So good place to just mention everyone. I stream on both YouTube and Twitch. So if you're on both platforms, please follow me. You can always use the help, the follows. It's always wonderful. But yeah, thank you for joining. Retro Rob Casa, howdy, Australia, checking in. Good to have you, Retro Rob. If I remember correctly, it's got to be 7-8 a.m. in Australia where you're at. So good to have you. Good morning. Good Saturday for you. For me, it's Friday. And then, look, Sandy Ross. Hello from Apex. Hello, Sandy, wherever you may be in Apex. Daniel M., evening from Bristol, UK. Hello, Daniel. Good to have you. Thank you for joining. Colin Deibler. Hello from New Jersey. Hello, Colin. Thank you for joining. I feel like we've been having a lot of New Jersey people today, which very cool. Very cool. I certainly like New Jersey a lot more as an adult than I did as a kid, because as a kid, I didn't know about South Jersey as much, where my family lived for many years. My ancestors, not my immediate family, but still, place I go a lot now. But yeah, good to have you, Colin. Thank you. Eric Sheridan, hello from Kansas City, Missouri. Hello, Eric. Thank you for joining as usual. 04 Lightning fan, yes, build a tree, more records, less DNA estimates. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I wanted to start doing these family tree building streams instead of just answering questions, because a lot of questions were usually, here's my admixture, why is it that way? And that's kind of like the most basic, most genealogically, or the least genealogically useful part of the genealogically useful stuff in a DNA test. But that's what's advertised and what people usually care about the most. But yeah, so we'll be building trees. We got a lot of hellos. So yeah, I might have to kind of speed through some more of these. Wow, yeah, I'm far back. So all right. Glenn G, hello all. Hello, Glenn. Daniel M, regulars. Yes, that's the name. Genie regulars. That's what I should call you all. Genie regulars. Thank you. Illyrian, buenas noches desde España. Oh, hola, hola. Yeah, mi español de Mexico. So, yeah, is that my Spanish is bad. For those who don't know, my first language was actually Spanish. I'm technically ESL, but I went from learning Spanish. I spoke Spanish until I was like 2 or 3, like little kid Spanish. And then I had a nanny who was from England, which anyone who saw my video about my trip to Europe, I went and met up with my nanny and hung out with her for a day. But definitely completely lost my Spanish, but I still speak. Yo hablo un poquito. So Glenn G. Oh, so you're from Denver. Hello, Glenn. Good to have you. All right. I definitely need to speed through some of these. PZ, good to see you. MyHeritage obviously fixed their algorithm. Still don't understand why they have split Ashkenazi Jewish into 3, because the DNA is the same despite the country of origin. Interesting comment. You'll all have to watch my video to see my thoughts. Next lifetime, hi, also from Central Jersey. More Jersey. Maven, nothing better to do on Valentine's Day. Oh yeah, it's Valentine's Day. Yeah, I'm single, don't really have much to celebrate. So Rob, I've been working on one of my brick walls for the last 3 nights, resulted in some new info, but the wall is still solid as brick. Hello. Well, hopefully you make a breakthrough in there. Bear Var, hello again from Zurich. Hello, Bear Var, good to have you. Daniel, I thought MyHeritage update was better than 0.95 or whatever they called it, but I still find it off with respect to established tree and 23andMe in agreement with each other. Yeah, and I definitely find that there are a lot of people who've said similar sentiments where it's kind of like, yeah, it's a little bit better, but it's still not as good as what the other ones show. Neek, Brian Nash from How We Got Here Genealogy is also live right now. Go there for all your questions about genealogy in Canada. I didn't know he was streaming now, but I guess it makes sense. He usually streams after I do, but I'm streaming late today. So he's probably keeping on schedule and I'm just streaming late. So that's kind of on me, I guess. But okay, yeah, Brian's great. Especially Scottish Canadian ancestry. Brian Van Overberg, afternoon from Oklahoma. Hello, Brian. Good to have you. Okay, you had it right. Shimi, very cool. Vicky B, hi from Manchester. Hello, Vicky. All right, we're gonna jump through some of these real quick because I am very far back. Wow, I've been streaming for almost 20 minutes and all I've been doing is saying hello to everybody. So, howdy, DJ's Variety Channel. Hello, Jackie Thomas, 12%. Very cool. Surprise. All right, let's see. We're gonna jump to some hellos. I'll click through some. A lot of people saying interesting stuff about their results. Mirage, hi from Brisbane, Australia. Pacific Islander, Polynesian, Melanesian, European on MyHeritage DNA here. Well, good morning. Thank you for joining. Yeah. And then, greetings to my 8.6 cents of Morgan cousin, Rob. Yeah. Yanave. All right. Cleopets, this live came out at an interesting time for me. I just found out that my paternal grandfather that I never met was Tunisian, and I'm from Peru. Very interesting. Tunisia to Peru. I don't know if I know about that type of migration, but that's very cool. Very interesting. Do precision and recall values have any built-in accounting for NPEs not paternity expected? Well, I mean, I don't think so. I guess I don't know if it really works in that same way, because I guess that would be more about like false positive matches, maybe. Because I mean, precision and recall, basically, it's, like, let's say you're trying to design a computer that, says something's a hot dog or something's a hamburger. And so it's like, well, how often does it actually say that a hot dog is a hot dog and not accidentally say it's a hamburger, sort of thing? But you look at it in different ways. So with, DNA matching, that's very confident. So I don't know if you can expand on that. I guess I'm not quite seeing how I'd be able to apply precision recall to NPEs. So I guess kind of like what's the statistical I guess try to expand on it. I'm not going to spend too much time because I still need to jump through a lot of this stuff. All right, we're going to jump past some questions, I think. Let's see. Good evening, Adam. Good to have you. Are my parents native Spanish speakers? No, not at all. Obviously, my mom's side is Sephardic, but that was actually kind of more Portuguese they were speaking than Spanish. But the family was really speaking Dutch mostly after the Portuguese. Went Portuguese, Dutch, English for the family line, and the last Dutch speakers were, my great grandparents, sort of thing. But my mom does speak Spanish, but that was just because she learned it around the same time that I learned it kind of as a kid. And I guess I don't know the full story, but she speaks it pretty fluently. She actually speaks it better than I do. Like, I can speak very minimally. I spoke it much better when I was working in kitchens, actually. And I was working with a bunch of guys from Mexico and Guatemala and all over the Honduras and, all over the place. And, talking to them, and so I know a lot of kitchen terms and stuff like that. But yeah, otherwise pretty basic. Okay, let's see. To answer this with filling the form, last names, dates, and locations, what do I put in there? Like my ancestors' names? Yeah, you put your ancestors, the person that you want me to look into. So like, don't like list like every ancestor you want me to look into, because I'm only going to be spending about 20-30 minutes on each person. And I'm already taking a while just getting to this part. So I'm only going to really look into one ancestor technically. So it's really one question. And this isn't going to be something where like whoever gets chosen, I'm going to continue researching after the stream. You just have the chance to submit in future streams, and I keep everything I've researched within the ancestry tree I've built for this. So this right here, the tether tree I have. There we go. So yeah, all right. Good morning from Australia. We have a lot of Australians here. A lot of Australians. Hi from Jordan. Hello, Jordan. One of the people that's very active on our Discord. Good to have you. Good to have you. I thought, did I miss Charlie? I thought I saw Charlie in here. Yeah. Oh, there he is. Yeah. It's like, wait a second. Evening, Charlie. Good to have you. Our wonderful mod admin. So genealogy YouTuber fight to the death then? I don't know what you're talking about there. You're responding to something, but it's funny you say that, because there is the genealogy death match, which is a fight to the death certificate. So with genealogy death match, if you go on YouTube, there's a lot of them that you can see. I was in the first one against Randy Schoenberg, and Randy won on a technicality because we couldn't get the digitized record that we already knew existed. But yeah, it's a very fun thing. Check that out if you haven't. Okay, let's see. No more hellos. Let's jump into the responses. We have 8. So we're going to do a random number generator. We're just going to put in 8 and generate 4. Okay, so whoever's number 4, you're going to get chosen. So Neek. Okay, we got Neek. Wonderful. Let's get this bigger so everyone can see, because I'm sure that's pretty far out. So wonderful, one of our regulars. Yeah. And Nederlander regular. Or what would be regular? What's regular in Dutch? What is that? Translate regular. Oh, normal. And normal viewer than mine. Yope. Yahoo. Okay. So Vastakland. So find more information on John M. Brokema Sr., not related, especially in Belgium, UK, and Canada, because those countries are not my expertise. What happened to his first wife? Did they also live in England? What ship did he take to Canada? When did he become Catholic from Jewish? Baptism. Does he have a brother, Joseph Brokema, in Antwerp? List the names, dates here, and name he uses. Born Henry Benjamin Israel. Leaves Groningen for Antwerp in 1873. 1884, Jean, or I don't know if it's Jan there, but I guess, is it Groningen? Staat up in Groningen? Jan Henry Israel was born in 1853 at Groningen. Okay. Occupation, commissioner, Belgium, Vrem Delingen dossier. Dossier number. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Hopefully I am. Okay, so I'm not going to read all this, but basically, so this is, we're looking at Henry Benjamin Israel. And then these are his kids. All right, let's jump into building. Let's get Henry put in. And we're looking at 0705 1853. I'm guessing European time. So he changed his name several times. Brokema was his mother's last name he used in Canada. Okay. All right. So 5 July 1853. Geboren op Groningen. Okay, let's see. Where's he pass away? All right, we'll start with that. We're going to, oh no, stop. Not search yet. We need to detach. Okay. So Netherlands, Belgium, England, Belgium, Canada, US, born in Groningen. Okay. And then let's see then. What happened? Does anything of importance in terms of a civil type of registration happen in England? It seems like most is happening either in Holland or in Canada. I guess well, what we can do, just do a quick search, because I'm guessing he'll pop up if he's So here we go. We'll just get some basic, some of the basic Dutch stuff put in real quick. Oh, so it was Damon. Oh yeah, I guess I got that backwards. Okay. No sources in England. I think got the marriage from Vremdelingen dossier in Belgium. Yeah, the only reason I was asking about England was because I'm thinking the GRO records, the General Register's Office records in the UK, because if there was a birth, marriage, or death related to the family while he was there, hopefully you'd be able to find it in the GRO. Might not, but it's certainly a possibility. So I'm going to pull up my account on there just so you can kind of see it. So I know I've talked about it a few times on stream, but just something to kind of know about too. If you do find anything unique that might be in here. So you just do the search the GR records. They only have the birth or death for the search. So if it's a marriage, you're going to have to find an index some other way, which I think there's a lot of indexes of GRO records anyway. And then just order it through them. Even digitized copies or cost, but I think they're pretty cheap. So not too terrible. But yeah. Okay. So, oh, that didn't add in everything I was hoping it would add in. See if we can find something that we can add in a lot more. So we want to add in the parents and all of that. The moeder en de vader. Okay. So we've got that, getting it just basic started. Death 1863. Oh, but that's probably a sibling. Okay, that's probably a sibling. Okay, so none of that's really gonna help. Let's see. Nothing really there. All right, let's let's do that. But while we do that, we'll look. So I forgot. Okay, Jean Henry. Okay, so all of these are him. Jean Henry, son Hartog, Benjamin Hendelicha Brokema. So Benjamin Hartog Benjamin. So which one is he then? Is that's not right. That's not the right person. Jean Henry is his name in French. Okay. And then is this? That's something. Okay. Henry Benjamin. I'm guessing that's not him. Okay. So let's go back and see what you got here. Henry Benjamin Israel, son of Benjamin Hartog, died 9 years ago. And Hendelija Brokema died 20 years ago. So she died 1868. He dies 1879. Do we have that in the tree? Or supposedly, oh, it shows him living. I'm throughout all generations on Ancestry. I'm not quite sure. Oh, I'm throughout all generations. Okay. Okay. I was reading that like you were saying, not like, you know, your tree was named throughout all generations. Like you're saying that like, yeah. Okay, well, we gotta find the right one. All right, that didn't come up as quickly as I thought. Let's do this then. Why is this not coming up? All right. Can't remember if it works. If it works like this. No. Okay. I'm very excited because this week I learned about a type of record that may help busting brick walls on some branches and twigs on Portuguese family trees, degenerate inquiries. Very cool. Very cool. We got someone on Twitch, one Hellblazer. This is on ancestry.com or something? Yes. Is this person a relation to you? No. So what I'm doing is people can submit in a Google form, which should be in chat in Twitch. Because there's only been like a couple of people that have commented. But you submit in the form, and then I'm selecting a few people throughout the stream. And if you get selected, I build your tree. And basically, you know, I have to worry about privacy stuff, so we focus on ancestral stuff. And so if you want to learn about family history and or building family trees and going through old records and stuff, this is for you. There's one about third down on that list. I don't know which list I was looking at before. I was thinking click on under the first person. We can go and try that again. I didn't do that because it didn't have the right mom. Like the mother is Micha Gobitz Isaacs. So unless, you know, like I was basically looking for the one where it had the mom as Brokema. But you can see all of these are Micha Isaac Gobitz. So this is like a different person. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. Neat can correct me if I'm wrong. But that's what I was looking for. Basically, I was like, okay, there needs to be the mom Brokema. Don't see that. And so then that's why I went over here and I did exact for Brokema because that was the thing that was missing, and then it came up with nothing. So that was my thought process there. Search for John M. Brokema. Oh, that's because you probably have it as his English or his English name. All right, let's just clear that out then. Oh, there we go. Ah! There we go. Ah, Nick. Oh wait, no, I can't open my message. I can't. It'll show too much on the side of other messages I've sent to people. I was just gonna send a message that just said Nick. All right. Well, one thing I can do is just John M. Brokema and see if that changes the hints. Didn't change it enough. All right, well, let's do a search for John M. Brokema anyway. Maybe find some of these. Wait, where is it? There we go. So Canada. Okay, so we could get the Canada census. So he's going. Okay. So is this him? Maybe not. Well, we know he's in Canada, so let's put in the Canada stuff. Is this him? Jean, Gilbert, Madeline, Jean, Joseph, Suzanne, Marie, Cecily. Quiz on it. I just spilled all over myself. Yes, that census is him. Okay. Gilbert. That's such a. I've always liked that name because it's so unique sounding. At least to my American sensibilities. Breekma. Let's fix that. Let's fix that. That we don't need to fix. That we need to fix. I'm guessing that you're the one that went through and corrected all of these originally. So, all right, let me see. I kind of skipped some non-neat comments through here. Oh, I see Gazillion explaining the records that has been helping him. Very cool. I love the excitement. Thank you, Jackie. Thank you. I mean, genealogy can be so exciting sometimes, you know. Yeah. If you want to, Neek, I don't think you need to, but you can if you want. Big hello from Manchester, UK. Hello, MM. Thank you for joining. All right. So now we're getting a lot of stuff now that we've added that census record. And look at that. What we wanted the entire time throughout all generations. Wait. Is that the... Who's Joanna? That's not Neek. Is this trustworthy, Neek? Oh, wow. Look at that. Oh, that's your grandma. Oh, very cool. Oh, old links. I guess that was an old link. All right, let's see. Let's see about this one. I'm gonna open it off. Okay, there we go. So the actual 1901 census. Is that's not them. Where are they? Well, we don't need to find it there. We can get this added in. That's what's important. Right? Meow. Okay. Okay. Definitely want it proper. Because that helps with the search functions. So that's all. Boop, bada boop. Out of Pacala. Old Pacala? Pecala? The Ouda Pacala. There we go. Baden, Germany. I guess those ones are. Update that. Oh, there we go. That's a much nicer version. And I guess, yeah, that's her actual maiden name. Let's go by maiden name. That's what's best. Okay. Joseph Napoleon. In 1903. I wonder how common people name their kid Napoleon throughout the years. Like, there's got to be someone who's created a graph, I imagine, of like the commonality of the name Napoleon. And I'm thinking that because it's like at this point, like, were people really naming their kids Napoleon that often? But I guess maybe so. Yeah, this is the seriously exciting part about genealogy. Watching people just click through this. When I first thought about ever doing live streaming of genealogy, this was the part that I was like, would people really want to sit through and watch me just like click, 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 just like clicking through all this stuff, like basically manual labor sort of thing. Like, now I get actually not manual labor. That's a bad comparison. This is nowhere near manual labor, but I guess just more in like this is like what is the term I'm trying to think of? I don't know, just like a repetitive task. That's what I'm mean. It's a repetitive task. Yeah, definitely not manual labor. Not manual labor by a long shot. Okay. Honestly, I guess I don't really need to focus too much on all of these siblings. I'm not gonna. All right, some of these are gonna go in a little I guess not unclean, but I'm gonna leave that Joseph. Why is that Joseph weird? That's got to be Joseph. Okay, I'm not gonna add. That's probably a duplicate, an accidental duplicate. Menial labor. Menial rather than manual. Yeah. Not really even labor, to be completely honest. It's not that laborious. It's just really repetitive. Let's see. Yeah. Meow. Meow. Yeah. Oh, very cool. That's the first Canadian census he's on. Brian Nash helped me with that. Yeah, and Brian is great with Canadian ancestry. Let's see. Right, meow. Am I a kitty cat? Am I drinking milk out of a saucer? I don't know. Yo no say, way. Yo no say. Hey, Jared, any advice on how to find Sephardic Portuguese heritage? Looking in to get a EU passport. My dad is a Moroccan Jew. Well, I mean, Sephardic Portuguese heritage, basically you got to figure out which community they lived and then find the records related to that community. So if they're in the Amsterdam community, find the ones in Amsterdam. If they were in Morocco, find the ones in Morocco. Granted, the ones in Morocco, I think, are much more limited, but someone you can look into is Jacob Marache, who actually I got to meet when I was in London, and a very cool guy who has been doing a lot in terms of Moroccan Sephardic Jewish ancestry. So yeah, here's I'm not gonna play this for I'm gonna wait for an ad, but there's a video that he did with Sephardic genealogy. Stupid ads. All right. More ads. All right. Lame. All right. So yeah, so he did this talk with Sephardic genealogy, and he comes from Moroccan ancestry, and so that might give you a lot of information about how to research your own. If it's Moroccan, I don't know if it is, but yeah. So yeah, hopefully that's helpful. But all right, let's jump back to the tree. And so, like, the main question: what research have you already done an attempt? We got all that. Oh, you have these linked already. If you want to include more information, no, sorry. All right. What was I looking for? So what happened to his first wife? Did they also live in England? What ship did he take to Canada? When did he become Jewish? Baptism. Does he have a brother, Joseph Brookham in Antwerp? Okay. Okay. Oh, that Joseph is his brother he mentions when he immigrates to the U.S., but I've never found him. Then who was the other? Oh, the other Joseph Napoleon was his son. But there's a brother Joseph. Okay. Interesting. So then let's get that added in then. So okay. All right. So now that we've got so the first wife that we want to look into, I guess that's this Augusta. See, I kind of wonder, just to see. This would have been what? Let's see the timeline here. 1887, 1888. So if they were in England, it would have been in the 1890s. Where am I? There we go. So let's start with way too far. Let's start with 1898. 2 years. Not it's the only family with the name, but I just kind of want to see what is coming up. We can actually do that here too. Actually, let's try this out. Let's see what this brings. Okay, so it's all the Dutch records. Okay, so death of Abraham, Rosalie, Gretia. What did we have for these? Rosalie, Gretia. Okay. Yeah, I'm guessing I'm probably just going over stuff you've already found. So Belgian records. Okay. See, unfortunately, I hate the search on here. It's so clunky and old. It's so limiting. It's so terrible. All right. Let's look at this again. So she comes from Mannheim. So we want to see what happens to her. To see if maybe he was still using his real name. Okay. Yeah. See, this is the difficult part about these types of questions. It's like there's so much you've already done. I have to go through a lot of it just to kind of figure it out. I moved to New York State, died in 1921. All right, so what were all the things? England, what happened to the first wife? What ship did he take to Canada? Yeah, so with Canada, let's see if we can find that. So let's see if we can find when he gets to Canada. And the way I'm going to look at that, we're going to look at both names.
Got the genre. Henry. Let's start with Henry Israel's. I guess. I guess let's do the actual. And then Arrival, Canada. And I mean, this would have been before. Yeah, so let's do 1895. And we'll start with 5 years and see how that goes. Port of departure, South Africa. South Africa. But whether or not this is him, that's definitely going to be unknown. Mr. H. Israel. Port of arrival, London. Port of departure, South Africa. So let's see what we get with Brokema. All right, let's make the birth really broad. Okay, now let's okay, actually let's go back. Let's see if the census records give us any indication of when they arrived, because I can't remember if oh, interesting. So here it's saying he immigrated in 1889. He's naturalized. He naturalized in 1889. She immigrated in 1917. Cooked at a hotel. Okay. He didn't use the Henry name too often. Okay. Good day, Jared. Good day, Brian. Good to have you. I heard you were streaming as well. I guess you've stopped or you're watching my stream while you're doing your own stream, which either way, thanks for joining. I do see a question, but I'm going to stick to the what we're looking into. That's US. It also says he's born in Belgium, but that's not correct. Well, I know that's US, but that's why I was like confused, is because the US or the Canadian census that you have for him, we've got 1901 and 1911, but then it's saying that on the census that he arrived in 1889, but that's supposed to indicate the US, but I wonder if 1889 is when he arrived in Canada. Because what do you have here? 1888, he's in Belgium. 1901, he's in Canada. Immigrated in 1900. But maybe it's earlier than that. Well, that came back. All right, forget about the GRO for now. Yeah, 1901 census Canada says immigrated 1900. But I mean, there's other explanations for this as well. But when I saw 1889 here, And I remember seeing here that it's like 1888, and then you have this big jump to 1901, even though it says immigrated 1900 in the census. I don't know. Census information is questionable enough to me so often that I would keep my mind open that there's a possibility that maybe 1889 is the proper year. And that's why, that seems so random of a year to have in there when we know that he wasn't in the U.S. or maybe he was in the U.S. and then maybe he went to Canada and then maybe went back. That's also a possibility, I guess. And then the other thing is it says he naturalized, which I wonder if that's how true that is. A lot of people could lie about that. Let's do 5 years. So, I mean, we've got that 1918 crossing, 1918. J. Brokema. 1881. Female. So probably not the same. Yeah. I also don't know how common the Brokema name is, so that's something else to consider. But yeah, so that's, yeah. Ontario records. It's like right there. Is this a list of notarial records in Canada? Because if it is a list, I'm just wondering if there's a way to get the actual notarial deed. Okay, I'm gonna go to the family search one. Where am I going? Where am I going? RootSec is almost here. Okay. Brockman. Yeah, you've got so much stuff. So yeah, this definitely seems like something that will take a while to figure out. For one, it'll take a minute, a little bit more to just get everything down. So definitely submit this as something to come back to. I don't know if I've given you anything that's been super helpful. I feel like most of the time you've been kind of leading me to like find all the stuff you've already got, basically. But yeah, this is really interesting. All right. Yeah, I think it's 6:14. So yeah, I think I'm gonna jump to somebody else. But yeah, I don't know. Hopefully I helped you, Nick. Hopefully I helped you. But yeah, I mean, I guess when it comes to a lot of stuff like this, like with these brick wall stuff, although I don't know if this is necessarily a brick wall for you, but either way. So definitely submit that for the future. That's an interesting one. All right. So coming back to this, we've had 11 responses. So we're going to choose somebody. And let's do the one at this site. I don't think I am human. Oh, it didn't even need me to select it. All right, so we've got 11. I think I might do more than one more. I don't know. We'll see, I guess, how I'm feeling. So yeah, keep submitting if you're wondering. All right, so we're going to generate and see who gets chosen. Number 9. Okay. And number 9, we have Jaden A. McCarroll. Took me a second to. So Jaden, if you're in here, say hello. I don't know if I said this already, but I guess I should say this. I do require for anyone who submits, you do need to be in the chat when I build your tree. And you are here. All right, Jaden, that's you. So we'll dive into expanding your tree. And let's see, we've got Primus McCarroll, 1817's unknown, in Uniontown, Alabama. Wiley McCarroll, 1846. And then Patrick Henry McCarroll, I guess, are those is this son, father, grandfather sort of thing? It looks that way, but yeah, let me know. Done research on Ancestry. Well, I guess I'll just look at the trees you provide. So let's see. Okay. So, sorry. Let's try to keep it. So, where were we looking? Where were we looking? McCarroll. Here we go. Okay. So, got a very well built out tree. So this is basically where you've kind of hit your brick wall. Okay. So let's close that out. All right. So, oh, you gave me editing. Oh, I just realized that this was a straight up invite link. Okay, well, I'll just edit it from there. So Primus McCarroll in Alabama. And where in Alabama are we looking at? Let's see, where was the son born? Uniontown, that's right, Perry, Alabama. So this is not an area I've researched. So the first thing I always do in those cases is I'm going to pull up the Family Search Wiki. And we're going to look in the county, Perry, Alabama, which is usually a great way, in my opinion, to do genealogy in the States is not necessarily focusing on the towns, which is good as well, but to start out by focusing on the county, because a lot of counties, especially if they're in more rural areas, can kind of feel like a small town, just the county itself. So we're pulling that up right now. Don't know if you visited this before. So it gives us a whole bunch of stuff on what we have here. But the main thing that we really want to do more than anything here is we've got Primus in 1817. We have his wife, Mary Ann, 1814. So we want to see what can we find beyond what I was going to say, what was listed, but there's not really what's listed, but also seeing what are we going to expect for years wise. So, we have this birth 1846. So a big question will be marriage records and, things like that. Let's take a look at what we have on Family Search. And then I see you also have a Reddit post. All right. So you've given a lot. Yeah. So there we go. Primus McCarroll. And sources wise, we've got a death record. We have an Alabama census. I see Jaden added both of those. Oh, interesting. I don't think I've ever actually gone through one of these census personally before, the colored population census. So is this is the 1866? Yeah. Wow. So Primus is somewhere in there. Why am I not seeing him unless I'm on the wrong page? I don't know. Maybe that one. Sometimes they link weird. Oh, McCarl. And okay, so it's probably coming up a little weird in there, I guess. And then we have Alabama death. Leak cemetery. Okay. So we do not have many sources for him as is. So now we're going to jump back over to that wiki. And so let's start out. Birth records, we're not going to be able to find, it seems. Statewide registration for births and deaths began in 1908. Otherwise, we're going to have to see the specific town, which was what? Uniontown, assuming he was also from Uniontown. Okay. So marriage 1820. So we do have a possibility to get that because we want to see if we can get Primus and Marianne's marriage just to be doubly sure, because sometimes it happens where records will be linked to one person, not the other. Okay, just a death record for her as well. So when would they have been? So 1846, probably 1840s, maybe, could be earlier for a possible marriage. Which one might be the best to use? So that's a wide range. Index. Let's look here. So it's listed as McCarl on the record. Okay. And I think you're talking about the for this one. It's going slow today. Notice the Welch name a couple of times on here. Hopefully I didn't pass it. Did I pass it? Oh, here it is. Here it is. Okay. Interesting. All right, so now we're going to search the Alabama marriage records. See what we can find. The name like Primus. Wonder how common that was. He's marrying Mary Ann. I'm guessing we don't know Mary Ann's maiden name, assuming that she might have had one or not, because if they both, were slaves and enslaved in the same place, they might have taken McCarroll name from the same slave owner. Actually, that's a good question. Jaden, do you know the slave? Have you identified like if they were slaves and if there was a slave owner with the McCarroll name in that area? Because that's definitely something that might be worth doing too. So let's see if they actually have anything in here listed about that. Records. Okay. I believe they were slaves, but I haven't identified a slave owner. Okay. So what we can do, let's see. Carol's in Uniontown, Alabama. We'll do county. And then 1860, we'll say 1860 and do a 5-year gap. Actually, make it adjacent counties just to see what we're looking at. So not much, honestly. We've got this McCarroll spelled like this, Mckerr. So at this time, Riley, 1846, would have been 14. But that's assuming that the age is correct. The age could be different. So assuming about an 1850 birth, if this is the proper family or something, this 9-year-old male might be him. But it looks like we have, is this the same? Okay, so I mean, based on these three or all of these, I'm thinking this is the closest, this McCarroll. And then we have a bunch of males that would be about the right age here as well. So this is all Perry, Alabama. Perry and Perry. So let's see statewide. What are we looking at for this name? Okay, so we do have some more McCarrolls. Let's actually got a couple hundred results. So McCarrolls, but we want to focus on censuses. North America, USA. Basically, I want to get it where it'll. I'm going to select this. It should hopefully give me. It's not going to. Basically, choosing the slave schedules because we want to know who owned slaves at the time. Because if we identify a possible slave owner, we can look at wills and probate will records,
deeds, land holdings, things like all sorts of stuff, and see if they list any of the slaves by name. And with a name like Primus and Marianne, maybe we can find them listed, because if Wiley's born 1846 in Uniontown, well, presumably Wiley would have been born a slave. So yeah, and then I guess Primus, okay, so we're actually, yeah, I wasn't even fully thinking. So Wiley's 1846, Primus and Mary Ann in 1860, they would have been, what is that, 43 and 46? So let's see the McCarrolls again. So this is the 5. So we have a female 48 here with this Sam McCarroll. So let's take a look at that then. Oh, I shouldn't have exited out of that. Whatever. All right. Carroll, Perry County, Alabama, 1850 to 1865, let's say. So how many do we have? 63 results. Now we kept seeing Sam McCarroll. So that's not quite what we want. All right, let's. Actually, you know what? Okay, that didn't. Where did, once I take the Sam name out of there, guess it's because that. Okay. All right. Yeah, see, these are all just more regular census. Okay, there we go. We got Carol. Carol could be, but okay. One thing I'm going to do real quick now. Perry County, Alabama slave records. Okay, so there is some. So one thing I found is that in a lot of different areas, there will be people that create pages specifically geared towards the enslaved populations of those areas and kind of things to possibly help in getting more information from that. So this is one useful. We have the slaveholder list. Now this is, they talk about using the 1860 records. I thought they said somewhere, yeah. Okay, and then surname matches for African Americans on 1870 census.
So which 1870 census is often the one census that's the oldest record many African American families can find, because before that their ancestors weren't listed by name in censuses. So in terms of the McCarroll name, nothing in this list. And then these are the surname matches, which no McCarroll's there either. That whatever that was isn't there anymore. Okay, so that didn't really help, but I think we, at the very least, we've got an idea now. We can just go back to county and adjacent, because that was the important stuff. We'll make it broad again. I don't know why it took out the ones with an R and ones with two R's. That was the difference. Okay. So looking at the one for this again. Okay, so there isn't a male enslaved person in the McCarrolls who would match Primus, because Primus would have been about 43 in 1860. So, we did have, there was a female age 48 here. Yeah, so the McCarrolls. I wonder, let's see, where's the... Why can't I remember how to get to it? Here we go. We're going to go to the Family Search Labs. Do the full text. Okay. Primus Carroll. Let's go 1R, see what happens. We'll do 1845 to 1860, and we want to do Perry County, Alabama. Okay. Let's see if we take out Primus. Do they even have anything for Perry? Bills of sale. Credit. That's McCarroll. Interesting. So, yeah, I think that's going to be the way to go to figure things out. Just because, unfortunately, with the slave aspect for you, Jaden, that's where the living generations truly feel it, because your access to your family history is been taken away from you. So now you have to go through the records of the people who might have enslaved your ancestors to possibly figure it out. So one thing you can also do, we've kind of looked at a few different things. You could also, these people, this is from 2002, so super old, but finding other people that have possible similar research goals or things like that. Okay, here's something interesting. Register of slaves brought into Perry County, Alabama, 1820 to 1832. And that's on microfilm. So you got to go to the Family Search Library for that. That's not going to help. Okay. Yeah, it looks like a lot of people have looked into a lot of this stuff for Perry County. So, okay, interesting. Slaves' Tales, Perry County. So, interesting. So, actual testimony from people who were enslaved in the same county as your ancestors. So, oh, wow. Okay, so what is... Okay, Martha Cribb. There are very few who were old enough to remember much about slavery time, but the few still remain are most happy when recalling the time before the surrender. Martha Cribb, who lives 5 miles north of Marion, Alabama on the Blackburn Place, is one of these. She's a typical Southern black mammy with her little gray plaits sticking from under her bandana and her big apron. She looks as if she might have stepped right out of Gone with the Wind. When she found I wanted to talk about the old times, her dim old eyes brightened, and as she talked, she lived again. Okay. Oh, she lived on a plantation in Hale County near Newborn. So, looks like a lot of different people's testimonies. The Abercrombie. Interesting. So yeah, I don't know if these are searchable, but that's one thing too. And this I've heard of, or I know a lot of genealogists who have found people mentioned, or people that they're looking for mentioned in things like these interviews and stuff, which often will get the name spellings very weird because part of it is, and you can kind of see what they're doing here. It's like, they spell it the way that they hear them saying it phonetically. I am a soldier of the cross, a follower of the Lamb, like a follower of the Lamb. So, yeah. So I imagine with names, they're going to spell it the way they say it, which may be very different than the way that you'd expect it spelled, I think. This is really interesting. So, and this is from the Alabama Department of Archives and History. So, all right. Well, Jaden, I think I'm going to call it there for the one for you. So hopefully that was helpful. Hopefully gave you some ideas for things to look into. And especially with that, seeing the Sam McCarroll, owning slaves in Perry County where, your family was, at least it seems in the, mid 1800s or so, after slavery, then that might be where they were. So yeah, glad to help. I think with that, I'm going to call it. Yeah, nobody else submitted since I said it last. So yeah, I think that's going to be it for today. Thank you everybody for joining. I really appreciate it. The many Australians, good day to you in the future Saturday. For all of the rest of us who it's still Friday, I guess a lot of Europeans and others are in Saturday at this point now too. But either way, have a good weekend. Happy Valentine's Day. All that stuff, and good night. I know it's good night to you, to a lot of people. I was saying good day because it's the morning in Australia. It's like 8 o'clock or 10 o'clock in the morning there. But either way, thank you all. I am Jarrett Ross, GeneaVlogger, and I will see you on the next one.